It looks like we have a major update on Saraya's AEW contract status, as it looks like her time with All Elite Wrestling could come to an end pretty soon. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the possibility of her leaving AEW for WWE, and an update on Alexa Bliss's contract dispute with WWE. Will she be in the 2025 Royal Rumble? Will she even be back in WWE at all? All that and much more coming up right here in this video. So be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. All right, let's first talk about Saraya, former AEW Women's World Champion, achieving that height at AEW All in Wembley Stadium 2023. Arguably, or inarguably, I should say, the biggest moment that she had in AEW. And ever since then, ever since she won the belt, really her appearances on TV have been sporadic. Throughout her time in All Elite Wrestling, it has been start and stop. And it even led to a situation earlier, I believe last year, where there were some tweets that went out where Saraya indicated that she might not have been happy with AEW. Then, of course, news came out that she had either re-signed or there had been an option picked up. Regardless, she ended up staying throughout 2024. But we do have an update on what her status is now, and this is according to Saraya herself. This is an aggregation from WrestleOps that says the following, quote, Saraya, formerly known as Paige, tells TMZ that her contract with AEW expires in September this year. So there you can see Saraya revealing that, in fact, she and her contract with AEW are expiring in September. Remember, she made her return to wrestling, her debut, I should say, in AEW back in September of 2022 at Grand Slam to a hero's welcome. And honestly, it is interesting after everything that she's gone through, after everything that has happened over the last couple of years, that she's revealed this information willingly. Sometimes we know that wrestlers have done this in preparation for one of a few things. In the case of like Adam Copeland, he's kind of made it clear that this is probably his last wrestling contract that he's going to sign and that he has a couple of years left. And after that, he's done. And that's a case where a wrestler would do it. In the case that they're probably retiring or they're winding down their career, there's also a case where a wrestler would say that and be like putting out the feelers to other companies to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm getting this out there in a very public way that doesn't break any rules. It doesn't like put anyone under any litigation or whatever. And then there's the third row, which is kind of close to the second. But that third way is a bit of my contract is expiring and I want people to know it so that we can maybe work out a deal. And that's a way to kind of get leverage. And again, that could either help you get leverage with AEW or another company. At the end of the day, we will see what happens with Saraya's contract. But given her time in AEW, given the fact that her booking, quite frankly, has been not great, has been horrible at times, I think that we all know what she's capable of. Saraya, Paige, whatever you want to call her, has been a part of some of the best moments and matches in women's wrestling history. And if you just go back and look at the stuff she was doing in either NXT or her early run in WWE, it's clear to see the potential that she has. And I am fully understanding of the fact that she's coming back from what was a devastating neck injury. And I think there has been, on some level, some good faith precaution taken by AEW in that they don't want to overexpose her with matches. And I don't say overexpose as in she can't wrestle matches, but overexpose her in the sense that they don't want her to be risked for injury. Because the more time you have someone wrestle, the more frequently you have someone wrestle, the higher the chance is that they end up getting hurt. But that is not to say that that is an excuse for the bad booking that has happened with Saraya over the last couple of years. Not every talent is going to work out. Not every talent is going to be able to be on TV. We understand this. But at a time where you were trying to grow the women's division, at a time where you were trying to create a women's global revolution and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of wild to me that Saraya was never a part of that. It's kind of wild to me that we are now a year after Mercedes Monet's debut, and there hasn't even been like a teased interaction between the two. It's kind of wild to me that there's really no place for her on TV. And the only place there really was for her on TV was like Rampage for the longest time. And the only like real advancement as far as a character goes, ironically enough, with that's even been around Paige has been Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron is set to have a big championship match against Mercedes Moné at Grand Slam in a couple of weeks. Where's Paige? What's going on? Did we ever get a finish of that story? What's going on? We don't know. And at the end of the day, we'll always put that on booking because it's up to the booker, it's up to the creative committee, it's up to all of those people to figure out what to do with this talent and the direction to go in. It's one thing to say, oh, the talent messed X, Y, and Z up. The issue with this Saraya situation is it feels like Saraya hasn't even gotten the chance to mess things up. So I don't blame Saraya in this at all. You got to put the blame on the booker. You got to put the blame on the company. You got to put the blame on creative. You got to put the blame on the institution that is allowed, or I guess not allowed, for this character to flourish. And it's sad. And maybe she'll be better off in WWE. But I also look at that situation where I'm like, outside of NXT, if your name isn't Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, you are not being prioritized on WWE TV or Tiffany Stratton. So it's hard. It really is hard. Hopefully I'm wrong and they're able to figure it out. Hopefully I'm wrong and AEW says, all right, we're going to keep Saraya. We're going to go all in on this push, pardon the pun, and we're going to do a great run with her for a couple of years and see what happens. That's my hope. All personal and all that political stuff aside, I want to see her succeed because at the end of the day, she has a good story to tell in this business. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Obviously, a lot of things to be worked out. One thing you can count on, though, is me being here every single day of the week, providing you with the latest professional wrestling news. And if you guys want to show your support, you guys can become a member. Becoming a channel member is as easy as a couple of clicks. All you got to do is hit the membership button, become a member. You get access to custom emotes. You get access to the exclusive Real Take Wrestling archive, and you get response to your comments within a timely manner. All those perks and much more available when you become a member. Become a channel member today and support the Real Take Revolution. Now let's move on and talk about Alexa Bliss. Ooh, that was weird. Alexa Bliss, who has not been seen on WWE TV, obviously, for a while now. She originally was out, obviously, due to her pregnancy. She had a child, and congratulations to her and her husband as well. So she had a child, and then that led to her not taking maternity time. And now, as she was gearing up for a return, there was the news that broke that there was an alleged dispute over a contract, that Alexa Bliss's side thought that she deserved a new contract before she came back, given her position in the company and given some of the big contracts that have been given out to the likes of Becky Lynch and Mercedes Moné and others in the industry recently, that she needs to be compensated to that level or to a higher level than she was. WWE did not seem to agree to that level, and it's led to a situation where they seem to be far apart, and it's put Alexa Bliss's availability for the Royal Rumble this weekend in high doubt. Here is an update from Wrestling Observer, And it says the following: Alexa Bliss and WWE were at least far enough apart in her contract negotiations that people are talking about not expecting a deal to be made. That is big. Now, the way I interpret that, and I usually interpret things in a less sensational way as most people, is that it looks like she's not going to be back anytime soon. And there's the potential that she's never back. And the reality is that there's been a change in WWE since Alexa Bliss last appeared in the company. There's been a shift in the way the company is presented. There's been a shift in the way the company operates. We found out in 2024 that they are willing to pay people more than they were just a couple of years ago. They are able to retain talent in a better way than they were a couple of years ago. So for this situation to reach a point where there was reportedly creative ready to go for Alexa Bliss, there was reportedly a plan in place for her return, there was reportedly a storyline that was all set and ready to go, all of which was paused, it creates a lot of uncertainty about the situation, and it makes you think, what else is going on? Now, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I think that there could be some underlying frustrations on both sides that have led to whatever this rift is. Now, is there potential for her to eventually go over to AEW? I think so, and I think AEW would be more than happy to have a talent like Alexa Bliss on their roster, but as for right now, it does not look like she will be in the Rumble. She does not look like she will be appearing in WWE anytime soon. But of course, we'll keep you updated on this situation as it evolves. Let me know in the comment section. I almost said contract. I've been saying contract a lot in this video. Let me know in the comment section. There we go. What you guys think about the situation. Is Alexa Bliss going to be back in WWE sometime soon? Or is she headed out the door and in to AEW? Let me know. Also, let me know what you guys think about the Saraya situation. All that, much more. Let me know in the comments. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real. And thank you to everyone who made it this far in the video. I highly appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time.